Halisvara Mudra, which translates literally into God of Time. It represents having power over the mind and specifically memories. So as we know, there were two stark instances involving Yuji and memories, Todo and Choso. They both witnessed an event that changed their perspective on Yuji, which might also hint at the fact that Sukuna might be getting memory treatment with new ones being born in his brain as well. The scene of Yuji and Sukuna being together in the domain goes back to the king's statement, believing love is worthless. To find fulfillment in another is to feel love, and feeling love is an intrinsic part of being human, which in turn involves embracing vulnerability. However, that means saying goodbye to being the strongest or an inhuman force of nature, a calamity. By prioritizing strength above all else, Sukuna gave up on his humanity entirely, leaving no trace of it behind. No yearning for connection, no longing for love, and no trace of vulnerability, waiting for someone to arrive to challenge him and die in the end, as he admitted in chapter 238. As Kashimo describes it, this represents absolute perfection in the name of Jujutsu, embodying a state free from weak and pathetic humans with all their emotions and stupid desires. Unlike Sukuna, Gojo was unable to achieve this level of perfection because he could not entirely forsake his humanity and longing for human connection. Sukuna, on the other hand, carries no burdens since he lives solely for himself. Even in the afterlife, Gojo expressed regret that he didn't fully challenge Sukuna, suggesting that if he had, Sukuna might have experienced the same kind of connection that Gojo felt with him, similar to what Yoruzu said. Now, it's not that Sukuna is unaware of what Yoruzu means when she claims to teach him about love. In fact, he understands it and what it entails. Thus, he simply views it as worthless. This perspective makes sense given that he is the absolute pinnacle of strength in the universe and discards all others as insects. Normal human morality or ethics don't apply to a deity like himself. This sets up a fascinating contrast and conclusion of Sukuna with Yuji, who represents unwavering humanity, embracing vulnerability and suffering as essential parts of his bloody journey. His very existence challenges Sukuna, and since they had coexisted in one body, Yuji forced him to confront someone who embodies ideals that he found worthless. Remember, Sukuna acknowledges that Yuji isn't just another person, even admitting his invisible soul, so he can't dismiss Yuji's ideals as inconsequential. He understands that Yuji's ideals are genuine, and that frustrates him that he could have been living his life wrong the entire time, and in chapter 248 he even ponders why he felt disappointed killing Higuruma. So while Sukuna can accept the strength of figures like Gojo, Kashimo or Jogo because he sees their prowess in Jujutsu as something he himself possesses, the idea of holding onto an ideal is beyond comprehension. It shouldn't matter, yet it enables Yuji, his nephew, to stand against him? In short, Yuji grasps Sukuna's nature as a curse that must be eliminated, and Sukuna understands Yuji's role as a means to an end. This mutual understanding forms a type of connection, a form of love. The person that will teach Sukuna about it is Yuji Itadori. Now, although Sukuna claims he has never sought fulfillment from others, that doesn't mean his existence fulfills him. On the contrary, his habit of devouring humans and his hedonistic philosophy reveals an emptiness and a constant craving for new experiences. He even admits this himself in chapter 238. Ryu and Kashimo also represented a desire for a final, satisfying conclusion, and they found contentment in their deaths. Similarly, Sukuna's sense of self is defined by his self-belief that he doesn't need anyone to be fulfilled. However, if he seeks to validate this by crushing Yuji's ideal, it would deviate from his true self, much like Toji against Gojo, leading to his eventual defeat. And since the station they are on is Kitakame, which means going north by the way, it fits well with Nanami's statement that if you'd like to become someone new, go north. Thus, Yuji will finally be the one to teach Sukuna about love by defeating him. Now, to enjoy more peak fiction, watch this video about Yuji facing all the disaster curses at the same time. Would he defeat them?